you are going to find out the tips and tricks how to write a resume. You will find out the best resume you could write, the one that will stand out, and the one that will get you to job interviews. Let's get started. Remember to subscribe to our channel to get some great content delivered to your inbox. Now, did you know that on average, recruiters spend 7 seconds looking at your resume, then they decide if they want to read more? That's 7 seconds. See, time flew by. 7 seconds gone. Now, in this video, you will learn how to get your resume noticed in 7 seconds. Learn how you could stand out from this competitive field by learning the tips and tricks of writing that resume that will land you the job interview. So let's start with what your resume should do first. It should act as a marketing brochure. It should communicate a compelling reason to your prospective employer to need and want your services. Your resume should have that relevant accomplishments and highlight them. It should pave the way for a great interview. Now that we know what resume should do, let's focus on the psychological part of your resume. Now, have you looked at professional teams on how they prepare for their games? They do that by analyzing the other team and make adjustments to their style of play, sometimes small adjustments and sometimes big adjustments. But they always make adjustments to be ready for their opponents. You should take that same approach to your resume. On one hand, you have what you have accomplished, which is really important, but you have to review the job and its description you are applying to. You have to look at the company you are applying. You have to analyze them by following them on Google News, LinkedIn. Find out about the companies, about what their needs are, what their problems are. Once you have that, you can now start your resume, crafted for that company specifically and for that job. Each resume should be unique. While resume should be unique for each job description, there are some ground rules we need to follow. For the length of your resume, it depends on your years of experience. Anything less than 10 years of experience, 1 page, more than 10 years, 2 pages. But remember, more is not better in resume writing. You risk of diluting the focus from the recall about having only 5 to 7 seconds to make that first impression. What do you think recruiters look at first? They will check that top section of your resume and then look at the companies you worked for. So the most important real estate in your resume is that top section. So let's start there. The top section should have information about your name, how they can reach out to you, and preferably a link to your online profile. And just below that, you should have a section and call it a career summary. And this is really important. So I'm going to help you with a good example. So pay attention to this section. So here's how our example starts. Offers over 15 years progressive advancement in the software industry, serving as an operations executive. Demonstrates a proven record of success in leading as many as 80 associates, streamlining business processes, and managing multiple projects delivered on time and within budget. Possesses exceptional communication skills and the ability to develop high-performance teams. Now, that's a great first impression. So let's look at what we did here. The first statement should highlight your years of experience in the profession and industry. Offers over 15 years progressive advancement in software industry, serving as an operations executive, just did that for us. Now, the second statement should identify the areas of expertise you want to emphasize for this job. Demonstrates a proven record of success in leading as many as 80 associates, streamlining business process, and managing multiple projects delivered on time and within budget. It does exactly take care of that second statement. Now, the third statement should identify personal attributes that are important. Possesses exceptional communication skills and the ability to develop high-performance teams. Again, here are making the assumption that we are applying to a position that's really important to highlight our communication skills, where we develop high-performance teams. See, this section is so important. I'm going to include that example in the description, so you could take and craft that section specific to the job you are applying to. Immediately following your summary section, you want to include a section that highlights specific accomplishments, skills, or strengths you have developed throughout your career.
Now, this section will provide you that opportunity to highlight the important areas that will be really important to the hiring manager. You could call this section professional achievements, career highlights, key accomplishments, maybe areas of expertise. That's totally up to you, but definitely put that section that will highlight you. Now, one of the biggest mistakes you see in today's writing of other people's resume that they sound like a laundry list of tasks. They don't sound like accomplishments. So, how can we make accomplishment statements while simply answering those three questions? What was the purpose of the responsibility task? How was that job function relevant to the company? And how did you save money, revenue, and process improvement? So the answers to those questions are typically the most important elements of your resume to the hiring manager. So it needs to be communicated clearly. So let me reveal the secret because this is the important part. Now pay attention to this part. So our process has 3 steps and this will translate really well into your interview process. Start with an action because action verbs gets the attention of the hiring manager. Next, you want to provide a concise background information and actions you took about that task or project. Now, the last part, you want to describe the results you achieve. You could state them in terms of money made, money saved, productivity increase. That's up to you. So let's look at an example. Led project strategic opportunities and partnership with PMO to reduce implementation time for cloud migrations to 30 days from 90-day average. You could clearly see that I start with the action verb and listed the Now let's look at another example where we start with an action verb, provide some background, and then describe the achievement. Scaled support team to 40 staff and effectively organized tasks, increasing employee satisfaction by 20% while reducing pager payout cost by 80%, delivering 9.4 CSAT scores. Hey, thanks for listening so far. Now let's summarize. Take your time and get to know the company you are applying to and craft your resume to fit them. Your resume should never read like a laundry list of tasks or job description. It should read like the accomplishments that you have done that will be relevant to the job description. Hey, if you notice, I skipped the part about education and additional information, which is really important parts where you could make additional connections with the hiring managers. But I wanted to focus on the top section of your resume where you want to highlight your career summary, objectives, and use the action verbs to get the attention and make it custom to their job description. Hopefully that made sense. Hey, do me a favor and click on that subscribe button so you get great content like the one you watched today. Enjoy our channel. Thanks.